Alright, so in this one, I want to go over the updated GamePress tier list here. Obviously, you can see it here. We have the tier list that is updated, and then it is LF Future Gohan was moved up to Z tier, Android 18 down to S tier, Zenkai 7 Super Saiyan Gohan, the new one, obviously, added to S tier, Goten added to tier 1. Yeah, please read description, because I don't agree with that. I haven't looked at this list, by the way. I just seen this little update part of it, and nothing else. Then Majub, Super Saiyan 3K Goku added to tier 1, and LF Frieza, Goku Black, and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta down to tier 1. I assume he means LF Full Power Frieza, because First Form Frieza is definitely not in tier 1. Let me read this real quick. Powerful opponent, Frieza Force and Namek Saga honestly just needs more. This game is really top heavy with hybrids now. So I guess why one update in S until he was dropped and it seems strange. It's correct, he's just not too meta relevant. I mean, I guess I agree with that for Frieza. But to look here, I believe he started rating them only at 7 stars for LFs, and LF Zenkais are still at, or 6 stars for normal LFs, and then 7 stars for LF Zenkais. You see Purple Gohan there, and he didn't rate him again. So yeah, LF units are just at 6, and the LF Zenkais are at 7. Masters Pack, whatever, 14, not Masters Pack, 9 stars, blah blah blah, it doesn't really matter. But you can see here, Android 18, she is not Z tier anymore according to GamePress. Now, GamePress is just the same thing as any other rank-a-dink player. You know, some are in the top PvP, some are in the mediocre, decent PvP, but it's just any other player's opinion. If you don't agree with it, it doesn't matter. I know people hold this list as it's like, it's gospel, like it's a guide to what you have to be using. It's not. It's just opinions of players that play the game. Please do not value this list over maybe your own opinion. If you strongly disagree, great, then disagree. You don't have to follow this list. It really doesn't mean much. It's just something that the community as a whole thinks is pretty worthwhile to look at, and is pretty accurate in its cases, but sometimes you can be thrown off. And with this list specifically, I'm a little bit thrown off with some of these newer units, but we'll get into that. So Gohan being number 1, I mean, yeah, Hybrid's number 1, so Gohan is number 1. That's going to work. Same with Androids when they were number 1. Same with Saiyans when they were number 1, given they are probably number 2 at this point. But yeah, it's how it's going to work, right? Hybrid's number 1. Red Gohan's the best hybrid. He's number 1. Purple Revival Gohan. I mean, it's good to see 2 non-Zenkais in, you know, this tier of Z, but just them all being on the same team, the entire Z tier is probably not, you know, the ideal situation, but nonetheless, it is not Zenkais, at least for 2 of them. So we'll take that. As you can clearly see, by the way, the game obviously values Legends Limited Zenkais as its top echelon of the game, because while Revival Gohan's good, he still is nowhere near the output and everything of Red Zenkai 7 Gohan. And honestly, I would say Super Saiyan 3 Goku as a unit is a better unit than Revival Gohan by quite a substantial margin. Just saying. But Revival Gohan, I mean, we can look at the explanation, but it's really not needed. But sure, let's go over it. He's the best LF release in memory when it comes not to only stats, but toolkit as well, even at 3 stars. His toolkit is overall excellent, but the incredible mechanic Revival puts him over the edge. Obviously, Revival, we talked about with Super Saiyan Blue Goku. He gives you that symptom slash feeling of, okay, they can't Rising Rush this unit because they don't want to waste their rush on someone who has a second life, and it feels like if you do Rising Rush Revival Gohan, you're essentially wasting it. But in some cases, it's actually smart to just rush very early and try to get second rush, like rush or Survival Gohan if they have Future Gohan on the team as well. Get them lives going down, 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 even if you are wasting a rush. Obviously, not many players will do that because they feel like they'll waste a rush and they might not get a second rush, and all these other mechanics and stuff that are going into the game, but that is actually the best way to play against the 5 live team. Sparking Super Saiyan Team Gohan Purple has drastically changed the landscape of the game due to his kit, but also the teams he fits into. Super Saiyan 2 Red Gohan was already considered one of the best units in the game, but now that he has a buzzsaw like this Revival Gohan by his side, these 2 are going to share the top for a very long time. I think if there's just a little bit more units that counter out, let's say we get an LF Cell that basically is as good as this Revival Gohan, which really wouldn't be hard because it seems like they're leaning toward that, with Zamasu being pretty good, Revival Gohan being great, Future Gohan being great, Kid Buu being great. They kind of know how to work LFs to make them actually look good, considering you see LF Rose and some others that are pretty mid, right? So they kind of understand how to do that. I think an LF Cell would actually turn the tides and make this Revival Gohan go very down, even with him being like neutral, right? Obviously, you could say he'd be type advantage, he'd be great. No, with like an LF Revival Cell, he would be actually insane just to counter out this hybrid meta, because he would obviously probably do more to hybrid slash Sun family, or even just hybrids and Saiyans, which would be great. There's really no wrong answer as far as who's better, as they both complement each other perfectly. I'd say, actually, complementing wise, I know I'm nitpicking here, but it is Z tier, so I feel like it's valid. Future Gohan complements better. I understand that Purple Gohan heals allies, which, you know, Gohan, the Red Gohan with his cut, does want to cover in and then take some damage, because he doesn't care, because he's going to heal when Sun family members die. He's going to heal when he pops his main. He's going to heal from the Purple Gohan. He's going to heal a lot of different ways. The Future Gohan giving more support and just more for his team, I think is a better partner. But again, I'm nitpicking, right? It doesn't really matter. All these E-tier units, probably besides Future Gohan, could all be considered #1 unit in the game, just because they're so great in everything they do. Future Gohan being up here, I mean, we'll look at this explanation. I understand to an extent, right? It's basically his support, along with his stalling, along with his okay damage, and his endurance, right? So, before I mean, I'll just have this up for you guys to read if you want, but I'm going to say why I think he made it up here. I personally don't agree, but I see the, like, I wouldn't argue with someone. They're like, oh my god, this Gohan Z tier. I would say, I don't agree, but I wouldn't be like, no, you're dead wrong, this is why, because I see the argument. And to go over why, 40% endurance when he comes back, you know, 5 live team with Revival Gohan himself, and then Red Gohan, who is, you know, one of the more impressive slash best units in the game, with a lot of others like Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan 3 LF Goku. Very oppressive, very damage heavy, front heavy, while Gohan can also tank. This guy, what? Blast Armor on Ultimate, he fucks over Namek Goku players, because when you pop his main, he's going to steal their green card and blue cards, and obviously Namek Goku players thrive on that, even Super Saiyan 3 Goku players, because their green card is very passive heavy, if you want to be nice to call it that. But besides that, every time this Gohan is tapped, just like Kefla from earlier actually, he'll get support for his allies and for himself, and that support with, you know, Zenkai 7 Gohan stats, with Revival Gohan stats, it's going to make anyone you're going to combo after this Gohan's been cremated, if you let him get hit, do insane damage. Like, an ideal situation with this guy is you swap into this Gohan, then you swap immediately. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's like the first combo, right? So they won't have a rush. Usually. You swap to this guy, then you swap to Red Gohan, right? So then you have your Red Gohan already building up, because Future Gohan was hit. Then you have Red Gohan, who can eat the hits. Then you have Purple Gohan, who can heal them both. So you swap into Future just to get the buffs. Then you swap out just to get your Zenkai 7 Red Gohan going, because he has those buffs now, and he's ready to decimate when this combo ends, or if they drop combo or something. This Red Gohan would be ready to decimate, and it's because this Future Gohan that he does that situation. Personally, I would see this Future Gohan as, you know, probably the high S, maybe #1 in S tier, but Z tier I feel like overestimates him a little bit, because his damage is not that crazy, I'm gonna be honest. He is a good stall, he's a good support, he's like a Topo, right? But Topo can actually hit hard. This Future Gohan has never been impressive to me in damage. Everything else he impresses me, but damage he really lacks, and I feel like that's a prime factor to why he doesn't deserve Z. But again, I wouldn't, you know, lose my head if someone's like, this guy's Z tier, you're wrong, that's it. Like, he can fit in, I just don't feel like he does. Now, Android 18 dropping, this is more specifically just because androids haven't got a buff. They got, you know, stupid amounts of buff all at one time, with Android Super 17, then Android 16, pretty close to each other. Revival Cell, Red Cell, Blue 21, all of those kind of dropped in very similar times, and then obviously Android 18 dropped, what, a year ago for Zenkai with Red Gohan? Yeah, they dropped basically together. That was hell. If you played back then, holy shit, that was really a year ago. A little bit over, actually. And these two Zenkais dropped together, but it's just that her teams aren't that great. It's not even that, really. It's just that her teams haven't got buffed. You look at hybrids and it's just like, holy shit, they don't stop getting buffed. Then you look at androids, it's like they had that same situation. It's more that Saiyans get these type of situations where they just get abhorrently buffed out of thin air because obviously Goku's the main character, right? You're going to get a lot of Gokus. But hybrids and androids have got that treatment this year, and since they haven't, since the last unit of being Tournament Power Android 17 and 18, they just dropped down a little bit, and I do value, actually, Tournament Power Android 17, wherever he is. He's really not even S? Really? Oh, wow, I'm surprised. Okay, I really value him a lot more over 18, because she's just a beat stick, which is nice and great, but once you get over that beat stick type of situation, like, she's not that impressive in any other situation but hitting, which I understand is the core of the game. You have to beat your opponent's ass to win, I get it, but I just feel like there's another dimension to Android 17 that allows him to do better than her, at least at higher stars. Maybe I'm incorrect to rate at like a 6-star MVP or Tournament Power Android 17 to like a 14-star Android 18, but I'd say like 9, 10, 11 stars, Tournament Power Android 17 is definitely better than Android 18. But that's why she's an S. To keep going, Boo, yeah, makes sense because Regen's still a pretty good team. Super Saiyan Blue Goku, good. They're rating him high. I don't know where they rate Revival Goku because, people had that argument. Revival Goku's a little bit better. For this meta, I agree, but overall, I think Super Saiyan Blue is better. Bardock, sure. I think Bardock should be above Super Saiyan Blue Goku, actually. Super Saiyan team is a lot stronger than the God Key team, like, no doubt in my mind. Super Saiyan 4 Goku, I feel like Super Saiyan 4 Goku should be below Kid Buu. GT isn't that strong, and movies is a lot better than GT, just straight up facts. If you run Revival Gohan, this red Bojack here, and let's say Gogeta Blue, that's a very good core of movies. Let's say you run Green Broly instead, and God Vegeta. You have, again, a very good core, or you just run this Bojack with Rival Gohan at all. That subcount manipulation from Bojack makes him very valuable to use with Revival units, and since he can only be used with Revival Cell, a powerful opponent, and they're both red, it wouldn't really matter. But with Gohan being his color cover, and him covering him, plus that -5 subcount when he's in the battlefield to his allies, then Revival Gohan can always eat a rush if you just get your timings down. Bojack is very good. Kid Buu, yeah, Regen's still good enough. EX Gokua. Gokua? Better than this Gohan. Well, I agree Gokua is better than the Gohan. Trunks? I don't see that, nah. Like, I understand it's because he counters hybrids so goddamn well, but Trunks is just a different breed of a unit. I don't think there is a situation where you could say Trunks is just worse than Gokua. I think in every plausible situation, Gokua is just a worse unit than Trunks. But this Gohan, so I don't like this Gohan personally. Like, I like that they're not making him busted like other Zenkais, right? I like that. But all I ever will use this guy for is to pop his main, and then that's to heal my allies, by the way, and then pop his ultimate to get my sub counts down. But I don't expect any damage. I expect nothing from this guy but tanking and to wait 25 counts to pop his main and ultimate. That's all I ever really use this guy for. He'll never hit hard, and he'll never feel scary to play against. He'll just be more tedious, kind of like Revival Goku. He's more tedious to play against than actually scary. That's where this Gohan falls for me. Personally, I would rate him like below DKP there. I really don't like this Gohan and what he's trying to do. If he were a different color, then sure, because he'd be actually runnable on Super Saiyans, but him being blue with Bardock, obviously you're not replacing Bardock. Movies, you have tons of other units like LF Broly who are just better for the team. Hybrids, they really don't need this guy. They have other units that are just better. So I don't really agree with that. I would say he's a lot lower. I think it's just because hybrids are so good that he's up here. I think if hybrids were worse, he'd be lower, because in any other team, even on hybrids, he's not that usable, in my opinion. Red Gogeta, yeah, Super Saiyans are good, so sure. Piccolo above DKP. Again, I made this, whole ass video yesterday. If you didn't see it, check it out. I value DKP over Piccolo, but it is just preference, and I do acknowledge, by the way, people were saying it, that 60% damage Piccolo gets pre-transformed, it stacks into his transform, so he actually has like 120% to overall damage inflicted, which is very good. But even with that, I still do value DKP more. Just saying. Super 17, yeah, GT's just a little low. I don't know why he rated Super 17 so much lower. I guess because Revival Gohan's purple and Super Saiyan 4 Goku is purple, then GT Super 17 is he's green, so he's countered out. But besides that, I think Super 17 is actually a little bit closer to Super Saiyan 4 Goku level. That's just me. Angry Goku. Yeah, I agree. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, kind of agree. Yeah, Vegeta, again, should be closer to Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I think they're pretty much one and the same in ranking, but okay. DKP Purple, yeah. I mean, I don't really have an opinion on it. If I don't have an opinion on it, that just means I kind of agree. I'll kind of just go with it. Corrupted Zamasu at 6, Gogeta Blue at 6. Zamasu greater than Gogeta Blue at 6, huh? Individual unit, I would agree, straight up, like no contest, but team-wise, with Vados, yeah, I think Gogeta Blue's better. Maybe I'm overrating him, like I don't even have him at 6, he's only at 4 for me, but I do think Gogeta Blue is better than Zamasu at 6. Again, it's not really a big deal, it's just one spot, I'm just, shouting my opinion. Now this I have a problem with. Look, I'm gonna, read the explanation, because that is literally what he said, which I agree. You should read this explanation, because it is gonna, I guess, make you understand why they put him here. Okay. He has a ridiculous amount of unique abilities that increase his damage output, as well as Ki Restore. And despite being an LF Zenkai, which might seem daunting, he has some team problems. Alright, let me read this, right? Keep in mind, the tier list has the best theoretical teams in mind. If this is the case, there is no reason to use Goten over Gohan, Revival Gohan. Clearly, Goten has S tier effectiveness, but it's primarily going to only make the core on purple-red hybrid setup. While a good team, you'd just be better off using LF Future Gohan for the individual endurance and more complete color wheel. Of course, if Revival Gohan has not been acquired, absolutely use Goten as primary core. Okay, my problem isn't that he's not like Z or something. Like, trust me, I get he's not Z. But no shot do you tell me that this kid Goten is not better than this Gohan. It doesn't matter color-wise to me in that circumstance, because this guy, look, I ran him, and yes, I agree, Revival Gohan is just the better unit, but it doesn't matter when you're comparing this Goten to this Gohan. This Gohan's offering nothing, like legitimately nothing. All he offers is a different color for a team that doesn't need him, which I'm talking about hybrids. Goten, while he isn't going to be the greatest, support unit besides 4 Gohans, which would be the entire team, he's not going to do support based off of getting hit just like Future Gohan would. He's going to do insane damage, and I just think he's being underrated to hell. Like, he's very good. I don't know what they're really deciding why putting him there, because I can't see a circumstance where I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I'm biased a little bit because I have a Future Gohan at 3 stars and I rather a 9-star purple Goten. So if I think of it like this, a 6-star Future Gohan, again, his damage I know is lacking at 6. I see people use him at like 10 and 11, and I'm underwhelmed by his damage compared to other units on that team. So Goten, especially with his god tier equips you can use on him, like, he has the best equipment setup in the entire game, hands down. And he's tier 1. Now, I'm going to put respect on him and put him, Future Trunks level, this Blue Gohan level. This Blue Gohan is massively overrated, while I feel like this Goten is massively underrated. Regardless of his support not being the greatest thing in the world, he's still just doing, like, a lot of shit. He's doing a lot of damage. He's lowering your sub counts. He's giving you more buffs per using his ultimate when timer counts elapse to his Gohan units. I don't know. I feel slighted to see him so low. Like, again, it's just a list of, other people's opinions, so it's not like anything, oh my god, must be angry, but it's disheartening to see this guy so low when I value him a lot more. But again, it might be just my personal bias of only having a 3-star Future Gohan to a 9-star Goten, while this list is rating him at 7 stars for the Zenkai LF here, and then 6 stars for Future Gohan, which, again, could turn the tables, in my opinion. It still doesn't, but I'm not at that circumstance, right? So I can't truly argue that. Angel Vegeta, I think he should be a little bit higher. Probably, I could swap him with DKP or easily. Like, Saiyans is just really good. This guy just being so good with Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Namek Goku. No issues about it. Vados, easily could see him being swapped. Again, they're only at 7 stars, so I guess that makes sense to be a little lower. But I could easily see Vados being like Super Saiyan 3 Goku / Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta level. Just the amount of synergy with Gogeta Blue and Revival Goku, or Super Saiyan Blue Goku and God Vegeta. It's crazy. Green Broly, I feel like is a little slept on. He is the best green option for movies, and he allows that team, if you run Bojack, Rival Gohan, and, you know, this Green Broly in it of himself, he's going to be very, very tanky on that very tanky setup team, and he just allows for good stalling. So I'd value him a little higher, but this is fine. Majub, I agree with Majub. I do think Super Saiyan 3 Goku is better. You know, he is a little lower down here. But he's not the core option for his teams, while Majub is a core option for a Fusion Warrior-based team, a GT-based team. Super Saiyan 2 Goku is only a core option for GT, while Saiyans have Namek Goku, and whatever else you want to run on that team, right? Revival Goku if you really want. So, I kind of get it, but I do think Super Saiyan 2 Goku is just a better unit. But, you know, picking your team-wise, Majub is a better overall choice, so him having a higher spot does make sense to me. Revival Goku, sure. If he's below Zenkai 7 Super Saiyan Blue, I don't mind. Full Power Frieza, he is better than Gogeta Super Saiyan 4, 100%. I think he could be lower. It's just you don't, you know, you're not going to run his teams. If you're not going to run his teams, he shouldn't be as high as he is. He's a good unit. He's a great unit in and of himself, but you're not going to run his teams, so I just don't think he should be that high. I think he could be probably a little bit below God Vegeta at that point. But overall, as a unit, he is better than Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. It's just that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta actually fits on a team, while Frieza fits on his own team. It's just that the team isn't good. GT's actually good, while Frieza's teams aren't good, right? Vegeta Blue, yeah, I think he's a 5 spot. God Vegeta, sure. Again, I talked about Super Saiyan 3 Goku, he should be a little bit higher. 17, I talked about Kamikolo, he'll be great when androids or future get a buff. Like, that's just it. He's good for now, he'll be great then. Android 21, yeah. Goku Black has fallen off, not because of himself, just because, you know, purples run the fucking meta. You can see the green units are just starting to show up more and more and more as we continue down the list here. There's 3 right there, and they're all, you know, basically about to go on the same team besides Drip Trunks. You could run them, you know, other teams, but nah. Broly, yeah, Broly's in a good spot. They aren't overrating him like a lot of other people do. Gohan, are you in a good spot? Yeah, again, purples are just running rampant. Drip Trunks, I really don't like. I could put him a lot lower, but sure, we'll keep him there. Topo, still a good unit. Revival Cell, the worst revival unit by a mile, because he has no defenses when he revives, and has literally nothing but blast damage, and that's not good enough. Purple hit, sure, I would say Zenkai 7 Super Saiyan Blue or Super Saiyan Gogeta is better, but okay. UI Goku and all these, I don't really care about too much to look at. I mean, they're not, meh. Turles better than Rose, huh? Yeah, I agree, because he does more to Sun Family and Saiyans. Goten, yeah, that's fine. And then to look down here, where's Kefla? I used her, and she did work. I mean, yeah, I want to look at her explanation, actually. I'm curious. She still has some good damage and longest more effective combo potential in the game. She's excessively fragile. Yeah, that makes sense. And then she can just be used, or not used on other teams, because I think she has a single buff Z ability. And Super 17, while not buffing Fusion Warrior, he's just a better unit overall. Anything here that's like outlandish though? Nova, Ice, whatever. I don't, you know, particularly care about these lower rankings because they don't really matter. Just most of these units won't matter in the game. Turn Power Gohan should be a lot higher than Buhan there, easily. Kamikolo as well. Yeah, this list is fine. I mean, I have that one issue with Goten, which I feel like a lot of people will have that if they have a low star future Gohan. It's just your experience compared to someone else's. That's actually more stated in facts. Mine's more stated in, obviously, opinion, like I just said. But besides that, Future Gohan, I don't think should be Z. I think he should be top of S. Android 18 should be number 2. Bojack can move up a little bit. Super Saiyan 4 Goku can move down a little bit. And then more movie-based units should move up. Like Gogeta Blue should move up. Green Broly. All these other units should really move up just a little bit. But overall, the list isn't, like, inaccurate. Like, I think they always make it pretty accurate. There's obviously some things you can nitpick, like the things I have said. But let me know what you guys think of this GamePress tier list. Do you guys think it is accurate, inaccurate? Do you guys value this list over, your own opinion? If you do, let me know why, because I know a lot of people do that, and I find it a little bit strange, and I can understand it to an extent if you don't understand the game, but if you play this game long enough, you will just understand that this list is just a list of decent players' opinions of units. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next one.